Hey everyone, welcome to our live. Welcome to HR for Millennials. And if you don't know me, my name is Mercedes, and I am the founder and owner of HR for Millennials, but I am also a certified HR professional. So on Tuesdays, I come here to share my knowledge with you. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of give you guys an overview of what we'll be talking about today. Today, we are talking about getting your foot in the door. So I know a lot of you are, entry-level professionals, or you're trying to transition into new careers, or you're just trying to expand your network to maybe get into a better job or a better company. And so I wanted to quickly, just talk about these, things for this Training Tuesday, right? And of course, this is always a discussion, right? This is always a time for me to not only share my knowledge with you all, but also for you guys to ask me questions and follow up, and for me to know what you all are, dealing with in your job search and everything like that. So I just want to say that this is a discussion. It's not, it's my TED Talk for a couple minutes, but it's also a discussion for you guys. And also, if you all know anybody that would find value in this live, whether you're on Instagram or Facebook. I got a little better setup now. You can probably see my phone in the corner, but basically, please share this video. I want people to get this information. I want to learn more about you all. So please let me know in the comments or tag your friend or whatever that might be. So like I said, how to get your foot in the door, right? So I have 6 ways that I would recommend you all get your foot into the door. Like I said, whether if you joined a little bit late, whether it's a new company, a new job, or you're trying to get a promotion, or whatever that might be to try and enter a new industry or maybe even a new division of your company, right? There's a lot of things that you can do to try and get there. That's more than just submitting a resume. So the first way is, of course, of course, you want to submit your resume, right? Because we all know that's, the obvious thing. You'll never get anywhere if you never give anybody your resume. But I'm going to kind of go at this from, less conventional ways and a little bit more of a way that can kind of get your name thrown in a hat versus just, submitting your resume. So I have 6 ways you can do this. So the first one, of course, is networking. A lot of people talk about this. So, you can network on LinkedIn, you can network at societies, different events. You can, of course, use your existing network to find out, if there's any other professionals that you can connect with that can give you some inside knowledge or can give you some advice about the best way to apply or who to reach out to. So there's so many things that once you build a network, you can get so much information that'll take you further. So for instance, if you know a friend of a friend, who a friend of friends, right? Somebody that knows somebody in that company, and you even find out, hey, I know who the hiring manager is. Can I get their contact information? Can I get their email? And suddenly you have a way to get your foot in the door, right? That's a little less conventional. You can do some research on who that hiring manager is so that you can make sure that you know what they're really looking for in a resume, so that you can look for maybe ways to connect with them on a personal level. So maybe they like golf and you like golf. And there's just simple things like that when you can relate to a person on a personal level, they're a lot more interested in you as a candidate. So that's one of the things I would say is start with your network, start building that network, and create relationships, not just contacts, okay? Because in order for that network to work for you, for them to want to refer you to a position, you need to make sure that you're building a relationship with these people. The second way that you can get your foot in the door is through internships or volunteer opportunities. So for the first one, internships, of course, I know a lot of us have full-time jobs and it would be difficult to try and transition into a new job using an internship. But if you can find an internship and you have some time to dedicate, maybe even outside of your full-time job, you might be able to take on a small internship or a small project for a company just to get some experience. And that way it's something that you can put on your resume, and then that helps you get your foot in the door with either maybe that company or another company. It gives you experience at the end of the day. And sometimes if you're transitioning from a completely completely different role or a new career, just a little bit of experience can go a long way, especially for entry-level positions when there might be a lot of other people who are applying to that position that do not have that, that additional experience. Or if you have an ability to do volunteering. So I had a candidate one time. She was very she played the card very well. So she actually went to one of the volunteer opportunities that some of our leadership team attends, and she actually talked to them, got to know them at that event, and that's how she ended up getting that job. That had nothing to do with me, but they really were. She was already interviewing, and she went out of her way to go to that volunteer opportunity to connect with them, also see a different side of her and that light that kind of showed her character and who she was as a person outside of just her resume and professionally. So even if it's not that the company, I mean, companies are not going to a lot of times have volunteer opportunities, but if you, maybe it's a nonprofit and you can volunteer through them and then maybe eventually get a job, or if you're able to figure out where the key individuals that you really need to connect with are volunteering at, you can use that to your advantage. The next one is walking in, right? Just walking in. A lot of people don't just walk in, which surprises me because I get a lot of people that just walk in and they get the benefit of the doubt of the in-person interaction, right? So if your connection or your ability to connect with that person through just your resume, like again, maybe you don't have all the qualifications that you need to get that entry-level position or get into that new company, a personal interaction before an interview, before they even view your resume, might make all the difference. If you are somebody who carries a lot of presence, if you're somebody who's very professional, somebody who can really make somebody fall in love with you, if you have a lot of charm in person, that's going to help you a lot outside of your resume. So one thing you can do is walk in, show your face, say, hey, I had seen this position. I really wanted to see if there was anybody I could talk to here. Is anybody available? Do they have, are they able to do that? I would just wanted a few minutes to just get an informational interview. So informational interviews, that's my next step, right? So if you ask for an informational interview, which is basically just where you are looking for you're asking for information about the company, about a department, about a particular position, and you're not really interviewing, you're just asking to learn new things. So that's one thing that you want to do when you are looking at these new positions, right? Just kind of making sure that you are trying to connect with the person there. And if that is an informational interview, then that might be a really good thing for you to do. So the next one is, number 5 is tailoring, right? So a lot of the times we have individuals who are applying to positions and they're just submitting hundreds of resumes all over the place, and they're not really tailoring their resume to a particular position or to a person. So it's even better when you can tailor your interview to a person or the company. So when you're submitting these things, right, you want to go ahead and, actually call people and say, hey, I submitted my resume. I was just wondering what we have going on with that, or where my application is in this in the process. And if you are able to connect with the person with that, I mean, if you get a big company, sometimes you're not even able to get them. But if you're at a smaller company, that is a really great thing to do. Just getting them, just trying to reach somebody, just to make a new connection. That is really powerful. It can get you a long way, especially if you connect with them in a real way, which, like I said, is all about the building of the relationships there. Same thing through email. If you get somebody's email that's a potential fit and everything like that, then you can connect with them via email in a great way by either, identifying them on a personal level, reaching out to them and saying something that you thought novel about the position, highlighting something that they might not be able to see on your resume that's clear. Just sending those emails and kind of setting it up that way is going to really help you get your foot in the door, at least with that person, because it opens up other doors when they connect with you in another way other than just your resume. And my last tip is to take an entry-level job. This is my last tip because I feel like it's really difficult for people a lot of times, especially if they're in other areas of their career that they're, more advanced. So basically what you'll want to do is just take an entry-level position, get your career started in that area and go from there, right? And if you can really shine in that position because you do have other really great skills in other areas, that is a really great way to kind of get into a new career, get your foot in the door, and then you can probably advance quickly if you're as smart as you think you are. So that's all I have to say about that. And excuse me, sorry, distraction there. So basically, if any of you all have any questions, I'll hang on here for a little bit, and let me know if you are, trying to get your foot in the door in a company and what things you've tried. I'll wait for a little bit for you guys to leave some comments in there, and we'll go from there. Cool. Well, I don't see any comments thus far, but if you're on later, I'm going to be looking at the comments and everything like that. So please do let me know again what you're doing in your job search, how you're doing, and what you're doing. So thanks again for this live, and I'll talk to you later.